Hey guys, what's going on? Sorry this is a late update, but today is a really exciting day for several reasons. 3 is the luckiest number. Today is 3 months on testosterone. I don't know why I did a 1. 3 months on testosterone and exactly 3 weeks until my top surgery. I can't believe it. I literally can't believe... I just can't believe how far I've come, honestly. It's just so exciting. Every day, every week, every update, I get more and more excited, and honestly, like, as I'm doing this video right now, it's hitting me, like, in this very moment, how far I've come from being just totally closeted and confused and not ready all those years to now transitioning and my family starting to accept it and friends being amazing and facial hair. So, yeah, let's get right down to it. I'm going to try and be organized, especially because it's late, and I'm kind of pumped up because I had a late-night gym session. Just got back in the gym, so we're not going to make that about that, though. So, I had a lot of changes, I feel like, this week. Not that they were necessarily changes that were new, but not exaggerated. Just more change further along. We'll go along with that. So, first thing I'm going to talk about is facial hair, because I can't stop looking at it. I know the light is horrible, but you can, even in this light now, you could see this. But I did take update pictures. I'm sorry they weren't up earlier. I will be posting them on Instagram and Twitter, so you can check those out. You'll be able to see much clearer. But I have, like, all this facial hair, and I didn't even realize, actually, how much I had until I was at therapy, and my therapist was like, you have some serious chin hair going on there. And, yeah, it's dark brown, long chin hairs. You can kind of, I don't know if it'll zone in or not. But it started... like, just being a little patch down here, and now it's, like, kind of, it's moved up, and now moving a little over here, and I definitely have, yeah, if you can kind of see in the light, more hairs, here, and definitely, it's going to be impossible to zone in, but I just noticed this evening, actually, that my mustache is getting more resistant. So you can see from afar, it's, like, fuzzy. Anyway. So, yeah, I'm really excited about that. Part of it, obviously, is the testosterone and time. And another bit is, if you follow my channel and you've seen my other videos, you know that, I don't know, I guess it's been like a week ago now, maybe even a little less, I finally got started on the items that I received from the Dollar Beard Club. If you don't know what the Dollar Beard Club is, very quickly, it's a club where you can, like a virtual club that you can basically subscribe to, and you get a different box that you create based on their items that comes to you, however expensive, however many items you want, every month. For me, I'm paying like $31 a month or something like that, and I'm getting this growth oil and growth pills, and it sounded crazy when my friend told me about it, but he's like, I think actually today he's celebrating 5 months on T, and he has like so much facial hair, and I was like, I want it, how'd you do that? And he swore by this, and I'll tell you, I was really concerned that I was wasting my money, but, here I am, like, basically, all this growth is honestly within, like, a week. Like, I think I mentioned, I mentioned before that I had, like, the peach fuzz, and then, like, I think last week was the first time I mentioned that I had hairs, and people were laughing at me, like, you don't have hair, blah, blah, blah. But now people, like, it's hard to tell on camera, especially in this lighting, but when you're in person with me, you can tell now. It's, like, chilling. It's hanging down. You can tell, and I don't even have to just, like, go like that for you to tell. You can just, like, see it, and it's really exciting. So I'm looking forward to that continuing to grow. I'm actually a little shiny still from, well, partially sweat from the gym and partially the beard oil, but I will go on to skin. We'll do body hair after. My skin is now, like, getting, it's weird. It's like sometimes I feel like it's drier than it used to be, and in other ways I feel like it's a little more oily, but I think it's actually just, like, the beard oil and just sweating a lot. I just keep sweating, like, more and more. Places that I didn't even know you sweat, honestly. I do now. So, on to body hair. So, yeah, it's really interesting. So, like, I think yesterday or the day before, I started to notice, like, I know I talked about hair on my knuckles, but now it completely connects with my arm hair. And my arm hair, although will not show up, well, you could sort of see when I'm turning it around. But my arm hair, there's, like, a lot more of it. And I've also noticed it's really weird because it's, like, more noticeable even though it's blonde. But it's actually, like, not on the forearm and not on the back, but on the side is where the most of my hair is growing, which is really strange, in my opinion. Is that something that anybody else has experienced? I really don't. My legs, they were just hella patchy, and honestly, it was really weird, because I just had, like, all this blonde hair that nobody could see, and then I had, like, patches of this really long, dark brown hair, and so I made a really bold decision to shave it a couple days ago, and I keep trying to, like, pretend that I didn't do that. It's starting to, like, prickle now a little bit. I just want it all to sort of, like, try to grow together. So I think it's going to take a while for my leg hair to really just amp up. I mean, even the men in my family, well, at least my dad and my brother, don't have, like, really hairy legs compared to most gents. So, yeah, okay, I think it's going to, take time for all this to happen. But I definitely have more body hair. I have, like, blonde hairs now, like, not as much, like, here on my chest area, although I notice a little bit, but, like, definitely on my stomach, these, like, very light, short, sort of blonde, peach fuzzy hairs. Yeah, the hair on my arms, it's definitely happening. It's just that it's all blonde and feels, like, so slow, but then when I compare it to the week before, which is part of why I do these updates, I certainly want to educate and fill those in who are trans and who are not, and who want to transition and who don't, hormonally speaking, but this is, like, a big component for myself so that I can check, because otherwise I will, like, totally obsess over everything. Voice. So, yeah, my voice definitely, you can even hear it in this video. It rarely cracks, but it sometimes does, but it definitely fluctuates. Still a lot deeper in the evenings and in the morning, although this actually isn't, like, too deep right now. I'm pretty much through this sinus infection, so I think, it'll eventually settle. I mean, look, it's going to fluctuate. I expect and hope that it will get deeper than this, and certainly over time. I expect more drops, but right now I'm happy that it's already, like, happening, and people are starting to really take notice and be like, oh my god, your voice. Singing is getting really challenging and slightly embarrassing. It takes a lot to get me embarrassed, but I mean, I feel like when I sing by myself in the car, or, like, anywhere where I'm by myself, and I sort of, like, lose my awareness a little bit when I'm really into a song, and so I'll notice that I'll, like, start off really deep and, like, sounding the way I sound now, and then next thing I know, like, to reach those notes, my body just naturally, like, attempts to sing that way, and then I'll realize that I'm sort of, like, sounding more like my, original voice, I guess, is how I'll put it. even though I don't really like the way that sounds, but I'll work on that terminology. But the point is that, yeah, it definitely, like, fluctuates. It's all over the place, but it's dropping. For those of you who follow along, you know that I had a couple days out of training, like almost a week, I feel like, or something like that. So today was pretty brutal at the gym. I am going to show body shots, but a little bit more shy about it. I definitely noticed, like, even though I was, like, cutting, it's really hard to cut, especially when you've been bulking for, like, months. So I definitely noticed that I got, gain a little bit of fat in my tummy, which is frustrating, but hopefully that will go away. And I definitely feel like it was harder for my muscles to say hi. They were, like, being shy about it, but they're still there, and in a couple days I should be back to where I was, and hopefully over the next 3 weeks I'm going to really bulk up as much as I can before surgery. So, yeah, I think I covered everything. Oh, mood. So, I went and finally got my levels checked, my blood levels with my endo, and I finally got them back, and I don't know if I mentioned this in a previous video, but they are actually, my testosterone levels are actually a little high. They're like 250 or maybe even a little less over, but I'm definitely, and I was telling my doctor, I was like, I don't feel any different, like, I can't believe it's happening, but now in retrospect and, like, thinking about it and just, like, kind of the way that I had, like, a really emotional up and down day today. So, for, like, several reasons, like, woke up in a really great mood, and then I got a lot of bad information, and I got great information, and bad information, and good information, and bad information. It's just been, like, up and down. But I, like, noticed in therapy that I was, like, a little intense, I'll say. I mean, I still want to bust the myth. Like, you don't take testosterone and immediately get angry or, stop having your, like, more feminine emotions. That's not how this goes. Is it harder for me to cry? Absolutely. I'm a sensitive guy, though, and I'm still capable of crying if something really upsets me that much. And regardless, it's not like I'm stone cold. Like, I understand when something's sad or, it touches me. I'm just like, it's different. I'm like, oh my God, that's really moving. I'm not, like, sobbing at everything. But, yeah, today when I was angry, and I got, like, really angry. So, but that's kind of, like, already how I was. Like, I'm not generally, like, I don't like to be angry. It's my least favorite emotion, and it takes a lot to really piss me off. But once I get mad, I can go, like, kind of 0 to 60, and that just sort of accelerated and exaggerated a little bit. But now we're going to start doing testosterone every 10 days. I'm going to take my injections every 10 days, not every week, as to level out. So that should change. But oh my God, this is, like, almost 14-minute video. I'm sorry, guys. All right, I'm going to go. Have a good night, and I'll catch you later.